so I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah, that was dated August 20th, so.
Yeah, I don't know if we got copies of that.
Was that for the planning board?
Yes. No, it was not. We gave it to them last
That was
week.
submitted to the ZBA last time.
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
And Mike was actually present at the last meeting to
Okay.
address any questions as well, yeah.
Yeah. And that goes, that cites, if you're going to mention case law, that he cited a number of, it's very rich in legal precedent, so it's all there, it's all in there.
Okay. This is the view screen. Okay, so I'm not going to sit and review this here now. I want to keep the public hearing open on this case until the next meeting, until we can review this.
Okay, in the meantime, we were hoping that the county planning board could get a referral back from the ZBA for the next meeting in early October, so we don't get, pushed back into November, because we've been doing this for a
11
while
months.
now.
11 months. yeah.
And the planning board has already pretty much given their blessing. It's just really a question of the documentation that's been submitted for the past few weeks for the ZBA to review.
Yeah, I apologize, but I've not seen this, so I can't move ahead with this.
I'm a little confused as to why you haven't seen it.
I just explained. They're volunteers, they're not here in
But
the
it's
office. I don't
not
always-
submitted by email when you receive it?
No, it's submitted when we come to our meeting. These guys do speak to Howie. We have communication, but they're volunteers and they come in for our meeting.
Okay, well,
We had a very
We
positive
waited a
meeting with
month
them
to
last
be
week.
No, we do, no, they're still
Yeah.
positive, guys.
Never mind, we had a very positive meeting with them, recommendation from county, we're done with planning, this should, it's like,
We were reviewing
it's,
information.
now another 4 weeks, few
I
more
know.
$1,000,
Planning
another
board
2
also had a
months.
lot of information to review prior to their decision. These guys haven't. They're gonna go through all of this. It was in your favor, the public hearing.
No, I know it, I'm not worried about it, it's
That's where it's
almost been a full
supposed to
year since we bought the property, so it's a little,
That's why we spend so much time shuffling papers around here, trying to figure out what's going on.
yeah. Well-
Our planning board?
Also, a use variance
It
is
says-
quite honestly difficult to achieve in New York State. It's not just us, but there are these layers of requirement
For
that
use variance.
Well, we've gotten a lot of
Said that's what the-
approval and stamps from a lot of very important people at this point, so we're just trying to do the last bit here.
We've circled around just about everybody that needed to the Department of Health.
Including
County.
private meetings with Dennis Doyle and Rob Stanley, everyone has seen this
DOT.
project.
Right, Rob is
Yeah.
familiar with it, so he understands what's going on as well. So I guess I'm a little confused about how are the departments within the town speaking with each other on this, on matters like a use variance, which I understand is not that common for you to look at, but maybe is a reason to study it a little and communicate a little more, even more so, because there's a lot of data that we've submitted, and you've had, and I understand your volunteers, I get that 100%.
we need to call a special.
A special meeting would be great if we could speed things up a little bit. Anything would be greatly
You
appreciated.
guys tell me what you want, and I'll do whatever you tell me.
We've just had a lot of special meetings with county and planning, and so we'll happily do them with you guys too, if it's necessary. More than happy to.
You should get in 2 weeks.
Okay, so let me just look at the calendar so we can see. Next Wednesday is the planning board workshop. The first Wednesday of October, the second, work for everybody?
What's that date?
The second.
October 2nd. We don't have
Yeah,
the
the
planning
short-term rental committee is meeting.
Yeah.
on
Yeah.
Wednesdays?
Yes.
Just that Wednesday.
Could it be a day other than Wednesday?
As far as
I
I'm
mean,
concerned.
it's
Yeah, I'm
time to
okay
you
with the day
guys.
other than Wednesday.
Okay, you tell me when.
What's the date? It's October 1st.
October 1st is a Tuesday.
Is there a meeting here? Is it the planning board?
Nope.
Those two.
Planning board is the second Wednesday, so we're covered. The first week of October,
Excuse me?
I think that's court.
Tuesday's court.
Yeah, there's a
Thank you.
Bravo in the back.
What's the holdup?
Yeah.
Some information that I have not seen yet regarding their dollar and cents evaluations of their, regarding in association with their application.
Okay, so the variance is on multiple levels. One is you have a floodplain overlay district, which I'm gonna tell you as the floodplain administrator for the town.
Right.
They are meeting every expectation that we could ever ask of anybody trying to meet, building a building or improving a building in a floodplain.
Right, this is specific to the use variance.
The use variance is what you guys have to decide. So you're basically looking at an R15 being allowed to go to a restaurant use as opposed to residential
Highway
use.
commercial. highway business.
From a floodplain manager's position, I'm gonna tell you, a restaurant use is much better than a full-time residence use. So we're actually improving the use of the area because I'm gonna say granted that if there's a flood coming, people won't be in that building. We have residents that we had to get people out of in Deer Lane and Big Indian Oliveria and so on and so forth. We had to pull them out by boat. This changes that use from being a standard 24-hour, 7-day, somebody living there in threat of the floodplain to a commercial use. So from a floodplain manager's perspective, it's looking better to be used as a commercial use as opposed to a residential use.
Okay.
The entire plot is in the floodplain?
There's a floodway and there's a flood.
It's in the floodway
The entire plot is in
and
the floodplain?
floodplain.
Part of the floodplain.
Can I, our attorney could not make it tonight because he had a conflict, but I would like to read one very small excerpt out of his documents, which you put a lot of energy into. And just to put on the record, is that okay?
Sure.
So use variance analysis, I'm just going to read very briefly because it's a very long and involved study. It's pretty impressive. Use variance analysis, in order to demonstrate unnecessary hardship and the concomitant proof of the use variance requirements, the applicant must demonstrate the following. The applicant is substantially unable to make a reasonable return from the property as shown by competent financial evidence. And I think I'm just reading your code. The hardship is unique or at least not shared by a majority of parcels in the same zoning district, and the hardship has not been self-created, and the relief asked for, i.e. the request variance will not alter the essential character of the neighborhood, and the variance is the minimum relief necessary. So Ms. Moreno goes into addressing each one of these aspects in detail, and his recommendation, his finding is that there is a very substantial reason for this use variance to be allowed because of its proximity to the highway business district, because of what the use could be, because of the challenges of the site. So it's all in here, and I would just encourage you to, I mean, I don't mind taking time tonight and going over this with you because I think it would be very, since we're all together right now.
No, I would rather wait.
And if we do have to wait, I would request
We should have a chair.
the special meeting if it's possible.
The fact that the homes in the floodplain would not preclude any other investigation.
I just, it's like,
And that's a separate issue. So do we have a schedule?
Wait, Thursday the 3rd?
literally what's
That's okay.
happening right now.
Okay.
Fine. Thursday?
What,
Third.
Yes.
Yeah, all I would ask is just get a email out to us to confirm, and please.
Sure.
So I just want to remind the board that the Vale Restaurant intended to be located directly across from the Phoenician Diner, almost directly across from the plaza has 3 places of assembly, 3 restaurants, and also a nursery school. And on the other side on the same side of 28 where they are, we have a trailer camping park. So it seems restrictive to say that you can't make a change from residential to Hamlet commercial because we're separated by Route 28.
Well, how do these other businesses get in? Were they grandfathered in?
Guys,
Some of these
This is
sites were grandfathered in, they didn't even apply for a permit.
Okay.
The dining room was, as far as my recollection, was placed without any building permit, and it's been there for many, many years.
Okay. So,
7 PM on the 3rd?
Yeah.
Third it shall be.
So what happened to the first? That was,
Yeah, there's court. Court is,
is the court in this room though? I thought-
they hold people
Sometimes they're in
here.
this room, sometimes they're there, it depends on the volume. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, it becomes the waiting room.
Right.
Okay, so we'll leave this public hearing open
Okay.
on this matter. The other matters which we have before us, the other 2 matters. Hang on a second, Rob.
Are we done?
What's that?
And then we'll close the public hearing and
Yeah.
open up the meeting.
Yeah, I'll make a motion to close the public hearing on the other 2 matters.
Are we done?
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Oh,
so,
that's
are we done?
completely wrong. Sorry. Had my hand up.
Any other questions?
I asked to be part of the public hearing. I asked to make a public comment, and you guys literally, while I had my hand up, told me you're closing the public hearing.
Rob, you spoke before.
I know, I just raised my hand to ask another question, and I'm asking, you're just kicking the can down the road. You got 4 members sitting on that board right now to make a decision, and you kick the can down the road.
Thank you for your interpretation.
That's all I'm saying.
Rob, I've
That's all I
not
wanted
seen
to
this
say.
document, and
I
I'm not
had
going
my
ahead.
hand up,
I'm not
and-
willing to go ahead with this application until I review the information that they
But
provide.
then you wasted 1 month of our time.
Ralph,
What's that?
I
Wasting
appreciate
of our
that, and I will support you on being on this board. But I'm saying I had my hand up, and you guys literally looked at me and said, let's close the public hearing.
I frankly didn't see your hand.
I didn't either.
Should we let him speak?
That's all I had, that was my comment. I'm like, I felt like you're kicking the can down the road.
100%.
Yeah. Well, perhaps where, but we want to do complete the topic.
I'd like to
So if there's
just,
still questions.
before I step back, I'd just like to really ask all the board members to read the addendum, to read the letter that was written to the chairman of the planning board, which are from mid-August, so I'm not sure why we're in mid-September and this is.
And read the county recommendation.
I don't understand that.
Everyone else
Which
is
letter are you
approved.
referring to? The one
It's an
that-
August 20 letter that was sent by Mr. Moriello to the town and was distributed to everybody on this design team and the county.
Was that?
We sat down with the county, for that matter, before they met a couple weeks ago. We had a very robust, 1-hour-long detailed meeting with the county members. So we have the recommendations, that was circulated as quickly as they could do that, a week ahead of this meeting tonight. I'm frankly startled to hear that you haven't had this information distributed. It's been a lot of time that we've put together. Well, I'm sure this was sent by Mr.
100%.
Moriello on August 20th. And now it's September 18th, and you're telling me you haven't seen it. I just find it, I don't understand how that could possibly be. Frankly, we're here on, in good faith to present our argument, our case, why this restaurant should be allowed and the use variance granted. So to come back again and again is really painful for the applicants and the property owners who are paying taxes, and I don't think it's very fair.
Absolutely.
So we'll see you on the 3rd. I think it's unfortunate that we have to come back again. I don't think it's necessary.
It looks like this, guys. I'll do roll call. Rolf Reese,
Here.
Joe Michaels,
I'm out.
Keith Johnson, Gary Guglielmetti, Mark Lodi,
Here. That's the question, I think, the issue. More questions. And answer.
So we're keeping Anna Hieronymus open. The Jerry and Monica Sforza, which is the deer fence.
That was from last month.
You see the problems with that.
Yes, that was, yeah,
That was the one we just heard.
Yeah. In that case, I would make a motion that we accept the request for a variance and approve it. And also that we find it to be a type 2 action under the secret review.
Let's see if your fence scores it, correct?
Yes.
I'll second that motion.
Okay.
This scores it.
All in favor?
Yes.
For deer fence.
First,
Is it- Yeah, yeah, yeah.
not the neighborhood. Yeah.
All in favor?
Aye.
And then John said it was the 8-foot privacy fence.
That is correct.
Does anybody want to make a motion on that?
Well, I'd like a little bit of discussion. We can't disallow him from building a fence. He legally has the right.
No, he has the right to build a 6-foot fence.
If it's an 8-foot height, if he needs a variance for 8-foot height, then we have litigants here that are saying that it will disrupt the view shed. That's the reason for height variance.
And also,
Changes the character.
isn't the fence a 4-foot?
6 foot is
No, 6 foot is-
allowed.
Sure.
It's
It's
allowed.
code.
4 foot is in the front yard, 6 foot
6 foot is-
side and rear.
Or, but the front is 4-foot, right?
Yes.
Yeah. I would make, you want to speak to me? Yeah, I would make I'd make a recommendation and make a motion that we do not allow the variance request, that we deny the variance request
I'll
in
second
this
it.
particular case.
Any discussion?
We just did.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Anything else in the business?
Just the correspondence regarding the Vale Restaurant, which is from Hillary Smith, that I enclosed for you guys.
Yeah, we got
And
that.
then we have new business.
Okay.
Sanjay Rao and the Alumni Service Foundation, their application is in there. He's looking for an appeal on Howie's decision for the building permit.
This is Twan Loan?
That's for Patricia Carminati, that's an area variance.
Okay.
Sanjay Rao is a big packet.
Yeah.
It will look like this. It's gonna have a front page that lists everything that's with it, and there will be a map put to the back. Not before, got it?
This one.
Is Mr. Rowell here?
Yes, sir, yes.
Oh, okay. Would you like to come up and?
I'm going to make a presentation.
Okay.
Because I'm the one who sent you the package, I'll just give you a quick summary of the package. and
Okay.
Maybe help on some of the points I'm trying to make. And then I'll just ask if you get an opportunity to read it and answer any questions. So This is a case dealing with the Lumen Service Foundation, LLC, and Sanjay Rahul, president of the foundation.
We can't hear you. Speak in the microphone.
And it's located at 822 Woodland Valley Road. This is a case
You're away
that,
from the mic.
We can't hear you.
it's a case that deals with a statute that's going to be placed on a 34-plus acre property in the back of the property. And my clients and his architect, Jess Walker, had submitted an application for building permit to build a platform on which this thing will be situated. And we were denied that building permit, and that leads us to this appeal tonight. And the basis of the denial of the permit, Howie stated that it was out of character for the neighborhood. We disagree with all due respect. We feel that the building inspector erred in his determination, and I'll try to tell you why from that perspective. First of all, the statue is going to be located in a secluded, out-of-the-way location on the 34-plus acre property. It's not on the front lawn, it's not visible to any neighbors or from any roadway whatsoever. The statue will pose no negative impact on the neighborhood, as it makes no noise, no sounds, it emits no lights, it's not illuminated, it has no mechanical function, and makes no environmental impact whatsoever. It's within all the bulk requirements, including the height limitations and setback requirements. Now, although this statue is intended for the personal use of Sanjay and the other members of the Lumen Service Foundation,
I'm sorry, the what?
it's called Lumen Service Foundation. It's a limited liability company that's the actual owner of the property. And Sanjay Rahul is the president. And
And how many members are in this?
there are 3 members, Sanjay and his
No, in
family.
the group that you just mentioned.
Just the 3 at this point.
Okay.
The foundation, again, is the owner of the property, and there's currently only 3 members of it. Yeah. So this is intended for his personal use and for other members of the organization, 3 right now, and is completely within the character of other uses permitted in Shandaken. For example, Shandaken already has the Zen Mountain Monastery. It has the Menla Tibetan Retreat. These are all spiritually based, not-for-profit organizations, just like this one. And also, we should point out that in terms of it being out of character, as alleged by Howie, with the neighborhood, there are a lot more invasive and intense uses that are permitted in the R5 and R3 zoning districts, such as country clubs, golf clubs, vacation resorts, hotels, motels, contractors' yards, radio, TV, and other transmission towers. Those are all permitted in the R5 zoning district. So this certainly is not out of character for that type of use. And this is not going to be open to the public, by the way. This is for private purposes only. And all the way in the back of the property, hard to get to except for a driveway that was constructed by the foundation, Mr. Rahul. Now, in terms of, there was a little bit of confusion as to what this really constitutes, this being a statute, whether it's an accessory structure, and there are different viewpoints on that. But it is a structure, it's inanimate, it doesn't move, it doesn't do anything. So it most likely falls into the definition of a structure, and I cite that in the memo of law that I submitted to you to read. And but under the Shandaken zoning code, accessory uses are already permitted. And let me read you the language from your zoning code, from the schedule of uses with respect to accessory uses permitted in the R5, R3 districts. It says that the accessory uses or structures are permitted that are incidental to the permitted or special use located on the same lot, including those accessory uses not otherwise specified in the code. So your code leaves it open that there can be other types of structures that can be permitted if it meets all the other requirements. The other thing is a not-for-profit membership club is permitted in the R5 and R3 zoning districts subject to a special use permit. They are a permitted use, so there's nothing unusual about having them there. We're not clear if any of the other uses, similar uses, have special permits, but it is a allowable permitted use subject there too. Any questions?
Yes, Howard, what was the basis for the initial denial of the building permit?
He read the letter, where my comment was, I didn't feel it was appropriate for the R5 district. The other situations he mentioned was the men law and the Tibetan house predate zoning code, which was enacted in May of 1976. Those camps were probably instituted back in the 1920s, so they were a long time before this proposal has come forward. So they are what they call grandfathered in, I guess. I hate that word, but, and
Pre-existing non-conforming.
pre-existing non-conforming, yeah.
No, they
But-
don't predate the zoning.
Medlock.
Remember those on.
They do,
Yeah, okay.
and so is the vet house.
Okay.
And the other reasons that I see in our zoning are that cultural facilities, libraries, art galleries, museums, etc., institutions are not permitted in the R5 district. Nonprofit is allowed by special use permit. And those are the two major obstacles that I see for the statute, and that was the determination. He talks about that it's not going to be seen from any roads. We don't know, we don't have seen any proof of that. What happens when all the leaves are down on the trees? And what about all the